Hi guys, and welcome down to Quest for the Open Q&A, the recap. So we've kind of asked the question on social media for you guys to ask us questions about this year, how it's gone, exactly what we thought about the whole process, about the end results. Probably less questions about that, the better. But we'll kind of go through everything that you've asked, and we'll kind of do 2 videos on it. So this video will be on my channel, but there'll be another video on Rick's channel, just to get through as many of these questions as possible, because I know there's so many that you guys have asked.
We'll ask the positive ones on Pete's, we'll ask the negative ones on mine. So it's day after the Open qualifying. It's a good opportunity to recap and regroup and refocus our minds onto kind of what we need to do. And also a lot of these questions cover some of this, so this is perfect timing. We're going to jump on Instagram first, this one on Pete's Instagram. Charlie J.A. If you could have done one thing different over the course of the quest, what would it be? One thing different.
So for me, not get injured. That would be key.
For me, more experience of playing in front of more people. Yeah. So playing in front of 50 odd people plus many more times, and hopefully this year coming up we're going to have opportunities to do that.
I think that's the key. Play in front of more people, play more comps. That's the one thing.
The kind of bigger comps, really, I think, as well. Elliot.Hick1, Quest for the Open 2017.
Yes, 100%. So there'll be another video probably going to be popping on my channel actually about a forward plan that we're going to be making, that we've kind of got a bit of a rough idea on about 2017 Quest for the Open, but we're planning to do it
and better
in a much more expansive manner. It promises to be very, very exciting.
We've learned a lot. We've learned a hell of a lot, and we want to share that information of how we can improve that this year. This is an interesting one, even though it goes off topic for Quest for the Open. I think it's Matty Booth asks, best tip to get handicap lower. It's a good one.
Best tip to get handicap lower.
What would you say? One defining point of the game that you improved most to get your handicap score down.
Well, if I judge it on this year as well about scores down, it's definitely short game for me. So chipping and putting it's one of the things which really kind of came to the fore.
It's one of the things that I started far too late in this process, working on my putting. I saw improvement, but I couldn't bed it in quick enough to actually see the improvements out on the golf course. So for me, putting short game is key, tremendously key. Coincidentally, we're actually filming this at Tour X at the Howell Swash putting studio, where Lee Sullivan's the coach, and honestly, improved my putting massively. And you've been having some coaching as well, haven't you?
A little bit.
It's sly. Right. Harry Howat. Pleasure meeting you both yesterday at Fairhaven. Thank you very much, Harry, for coming round. Sorry.
Hope you're okay.
Really sorry. And hope you both go again next year. If you do, is there anything you would do differently? And is there anything you would do the same that worked for you this year? What did you do differently?
I think certainly one of the things which I want to do a lot more of kind of going into next year is get myself physically fit quicker, and also get myself just more physically capable of actually playing a lot more golf.
Yeah.
Because I think even when I was playing and when I was playing well, certainly kind of towards the end of the round, I was getting quite tired, and it was affecting my score. So that's something that I certainly want to do a lot more of. And then, as we just mentioned, a hell of a lot more short game. Yeah. Loads more short game.
I think some of the things that I would like to change is I want to create a more consistent action. I've not got, people ask, just hit a stock shot. I've not got a safe stock shot. So that's something I want to learn massively. What would I do the same? I don't know. What would I do the same? That's an interesting question. I'd do the same. It didn't work, so I feel like I need to change everything. What would I do the same?
I'd say one of the things you probably need to do is, which was definitely different in the round if you've not seen kind of the review, is take your normal attitude from a round of golf into those pressure situations. That's the one thing that I'd probably...
I don't think in any... Well, probably one or two competitions at Fleetwood and at Hesketh were the only times where I played like I play. I play quite an attacky form of golf. And when I get under any level of pressure, I go completely defensive. And that's not like me. So I didn't play the game that I'm normally used to playing. So yeah, to play the same attackive golf in competition golf. Kent Dolby. Hey, Kent.
He's coming over this week.
Are we going over there?
No, that's next week. He's coming over this week.
And then we're going over there?
Yeah.
So Kent's from New York. Kent's coming over this week. Next week, we're going over to New York.
It's not like an exchange. It's not like a one-in, one-out system that they're operating over there. It's just
hopefully Kent will be able to see you. If you try for the Open again, will you focus more on improving technique, or do you think it's simply about getting the hours of practice in? Hashtag Quest for the Open 2017. I like it. Get it trending. Personally, yes, I need to improve my technique on a personal standpoint. I have too much of a destructive shot. I don't think for you need to work on technique as much.
I certainly need to start to shallow out my attack angle after a heavy shot caused me injury. That's one thing I need to do.
Yeah, I think your technique is much better. We don't really know what ever let you down because we didn't get to the end result, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's tough to say. I think the thing is, golf's a sport where even if you go a full year without practicing a new technique, you'll have to change your technique because your technique will change over the year. It's one of those sports where very rarely will your swing stay the same throughout the year. It's a sport that requires every little bit of your body to be actually moving. So it will alter and it will change throughout the year, even if you're not thinking about it. So yeah, I think technique's an ongoing thing. You need to keep looking, keep trying to improve. I'm not one for just settling with what you've got generally.
No, I like it. Callum Emery, he's asked along the same lines of the question about what would you do different, but he's also followed that up with, would you still play at Fairhaven? Good luck in Quest for the Open 2017. So would I still play at Fairhaven?
I would.
It's hard at the moment, obviously, because I've got not great positive memories. West Lancs was the other option, the close option. Andy Carter, our good friend, played at West Lancs and fantastic.
Yeah, really well done.
He qualified. Andy Carter qualified, which is amazing. I'm so happy for him. Really am. I
am so happy.
I'm genuinely happy. He shot one under. I personally, the scores were quite similar at West Lancs and at Fairhaven. I personally, on a personal standpoint, feel like West Lancs is a harder golf course. But I've not played it in open qualifying conditions. It might be something that's worth doing now.
Yeah, possibly to go have a look at.
I might go and play. Obviously, Pete's still injured, but he can come and have a wander around. I might play West Lancs very soon because that will give me a true taste of what open qualifying would be like at that venue.
It's so difficult to say, isn't it?
But I do like Fairhaven. I do.
Oh yeah,
I do like Fairhaven.
Fairhaven is lovely, but the thing is,
it's a scoreable course. I just didn't prove that.
Well, the thing is with Fairhaven yesterday, it was less scoreable because it was windy. I've not played Fairhaven with that amount of wind.
No.
I
think really it's hard because the guy who I played, one of the guys I played, never played the golf course before, and because of that, he attacked on holes where I knew I couldn't attack on. But because he wasn't fearful, he hit great shots. Sometimes when you're aware of a golf course and aware of the dangers of a golf course on certain holes, that plays too much of a negative thought on your mind. If you go in the mindset of, what bunkers? I'm just going to smash it over them. I didn't realise the fairway was 3 yards wide, but I've split it anyway. It's an odd one, isn't it? Sometimes the more you play a golf course, the more you become subjective to its hazards.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. You start to, I do get what you mean by that. Mind you, I'm never going to play an open qualifying course with the fairway 3 yards wide. Oh my
Do you not remember there was the hole on 16 yesterday, without question the hardest hole on the golf course, 500 yards, par 4, straight back into the wind.
Yeah.
And the two lads that I played with both smashed driver into a slot of fairway.
It's thin, yeah.
That was like, 6 yards wide, max.
Yeah, great shot on the rough there, by the way.
I think on the green, I don't know.
Good strike.
So
Trying to build this positivity back up. It's not working yet.
would I still do it at Faven? Yes, but I would like to see what West Lancs is like
Try
in
it
these
out,
conditions. And I might try every single other golf course as well. Dara McNichol, have you ever thought about getting onto tour? This morning I did. Weirdly. I said to Pete, is there any way we can like skip regional qualifying and go straight through to final?
And the only way you can do that is if you have a drop-down exemption from the European Tour or the Champions Tour or you're an ex-tour winner, which, you know, after yesterday's drama seems easier. So, yeah, we might give it a go. Give that a shot.
Or if the marketing department and the R&A want to get in touch and put us straight through to final qualifying, that would also be acceptable.
Yeah. And refunding my entry fee. That'd be nice as well.
Oh, are you still bitter about that?
Keep tweeting them, by the way, please.
Okay, see Ben Inc. 1. Do you think you could have qualified this year if you were healthy and got your practice in?
Is that to both of us or...
Healthy for you, I guess, for your hands. Practicing for me.
The thing is, I don't know, because I'm in a position now where I could say yes, in a way that I've got nothing to substantiate that actual claim. I mean, in all honesty, in all truth, I'm not sure, because it was playing tough yesterday, and I think with if I had my game as I left it before I got injured, I don't think I would have. No, I don't think I would have. I think I'd have had to improve it from that point, which I could have done possibly, but I don't know. It's just so hard to. It's so hard to say. I'm gonna err on the side of saying no, just simply because it will drive me on to try and get better next year. Yeah. If I go into it with the attitude to saying that I would not have been good enough to qualify, then next year it should spur me on to do more practice, to work harder, and that's what I want to do. So
I think if you'd have brought your game that you showed at Burr Hill, you'd have qualified. You played amazing at Burr Hill.
It's just so it's easy to say.
If I would have played the game that I played, in fact, I had one of my worst rounds of competitive golf and my best rounds at somewhere like Fleetwood, where as much as my score wasn't ridiculous, though, I only shot 2 under. I had the capabilities of shooting something really special that day. Where Pete, again on that Burr Hill, 3 under, weren't you?
I think so. I can't remember, something like that.
Playing with second-hand golf clubs. So it's like, I think we've got. This is not thinking wildly. This is not thinking, oh God, dreamers. In spells, we've got a good enough game to play. It's doing it enough times to have the confidence level to do it when it actually matters.
Yeah.
If you were healthier, I mean, that's so debatable, isn't it? Yeah. I'm not saying it doesn't affect it. I'm not saying, but does the healthiest player? Are we talking about healthy or just not injured?
I guess it's just injured, but I think I want to try and get healthy for next year anyway. So
the only thing I can, and I'm not. This is not me making an excuse just because I've not got a 6-pack. Does the guy who has a 6-pack win every week? No. Does it help you? It's got to.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It's hard, isn't it? If you practice your putting as much as you went in the gym. So a guy who goes to the gym 6 hours a week, and the guy who substitutes that 6 hours a week to putt, who would get better?
You'd have to say the putting guy.
But yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. You need to find time to do both.
Do both.
That's the thing. You've got to find time to do both. Sorry, that wasn't me being like. Anyway,
and mistrust anyone who just gives you those 2 options. You can either do this or this. Why?
Will you guys be trying again next year? Yes. Video to come to explain a little bit more. When do you realise you're just driving range pros? This is from Clarkish88. When do you realise you're just driving range pros?
I probably think the moment...
Let me just read that again one more time. Clarkish88. When do you realise you're just driving range pros?
I think the moment that you realise that, or the moment that you think that, is probably the moment when you give up on actually trying to achieve anything other than your current station. So,
I mean, what is that question? One more time. Clarkish, 88. When do you realise you're just driving range pros? Now that
I can feel maybe some of the reserved anger which you've built up over the last day.
I've been
starting to come
smiling
out.
falsely for 48 hours, and this is the time where no, right. Like what Pete said, the time when you actually say no, you know what, I'm just a driving range pro. Do you think we would ever have started YouTube? Do you think we would have ever built a golf academy in Lytham? Do you think would ever take on another golf academy in Burnley and more golf academies coming up? Do you think we would be potentially travelling the world playing a golf game, a sport that we absolutely love? Do you think we would publicly put ourselves out on a plinth to say, guys, we're going to try and qualify for the Open? Ridicule us, do whatever you want to do. That's what we put ourselves out to do. The time when we realise we're just driving range pros, like Pete said, is the time we just go, we shut the cameras off, we kind of just sit there happy to be just a driving range pro.
Yeah, and usually when you start to think like that is the time when you're going to be the least happiest. So, I mean, it's the same for anything. It's the same from being a golf pro to being someone who's washing dishes in a kitchen. You know, if you think at that point that that's all you're going to be and that's all you're going to settle for, then that's the time you've given up, and that would be a great tragedy. So don't do that.
I actually prefer some of the other hate messages. I actually prefer some of the other hate messages that say, you're bleep. I prefer that, because it's like, yeah, I am bleep, whatever that may be. But to say, when do you realise you're just, sorry, I know I'm going on about this, but it's kind of, I don't know if you noticed, that's such a nerve.
Okay, we're going to do 2 more questions.
It's just like, it's so negative. It's so like, where's your drive? Where's the ambition in that?
Yeah, there's too much general negativity in the world anyway. Fortunately, most of you are exceptionally positive.
Incredibly positive. Thank you. God. Will you guys ever consider dropping YouTube and try to focus on your guys' game to get to the tour? Now that seems like a silly idea.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sorry, this is from Caleb.tid.
I don't think now, after kind of I've been doing this a couple of years, Rick's been doing it like 3 years now.
Oh God, I think it's longer. I think 4 and 3 now.
4 and 3 is it now? I think we've been doing it for
Happy YouTube birthday.
I think we've been doing it for that long now, and that we enjoy it that much. I don't think, I can't envisage a point now where I'm thinking, you know, I want to stop. I want to carry on. And yes, it takes a lot of time combined with the coaching that we're doing as well, and kind of opening the kind of other academy as well. You know, it takes time. There's no doubt about it. But from my point of view, I have a bit more leeway in actually planning my time better. That's one thing that I need to do. But actually trying to get it to qualify for the tour, it's not on my ambition list really. It doesn't. Maybe that excited me a lot more when I was younger, but really I just want to play, I want to get better, I want to do quests, I want to do projects like this. But the reason we're doing projects like this is yes, to better ourselves, but also to provide you guys with videos. So they go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean, we make content. That's what we do. We coach golf, we make content, we try and make engaging content for you guys to get better from golf.
I mean, we're just driving range pros at the end of the day.
That is true. That is very, oh God,
I think we should probably just get rid of the cameras.
Why didn't I ever think of that? We're just driving range pros. Why ever even try and dream? Oh.
You shouldn't. It's a waste of time.
Literally. Obviously.
It's a waste of your mental energy.
Obviously, what was he called? To drop YouTube and to try and make it on tour is something that then we would no longer enjoy. We love sharing our stories and our journeys with you guys. So to do something like that would seem counterproductive to what we enjoy doing. Unless you see us walking down the 18th at the Masters, then yeah, we'll drop YouTube. If you could do it again, what would you have done differently? Is this just the round? I'll do just the round. If I could do it again, what would you do differently? Is I would have tacked from the off. I would have just gone, you know what, sod it. Let's see what happens.
Played your own.
Let's shoot 95 or 65. I'd have preferred that. I'd have preferred to go out all guns blazing yesterday, hit driver off every single goal, every single tee, not left the putt short, and just attacked it like I enjoy playing golf. That's what I would have done differently. Thank you very much for the question. Geran has one. Yeah. Right, last question. APADS24. Will you guys try to go next year's US Open instead of the Open?
Well, I personally don't think that I would have been able to mentally cope with putting on those greens if we'd ever made it through. So no.
With that, I do actually think, and this is no, it can't be. No, that's could there be?
Rick often does this when we're on our travels.
Someone said to me in a dream. No, someone said to me, but it can't be right because I didn't think of it at the time. I just kind of nodded and agreed that apparently it's easier to get in the US Open. I know, hold on, than the Open. There's actually apparently, it might be wrong. This is not me. This is someone who I will remain anonymous. Said to me that it's easier to get in the US Open because there's more qualifying spots. I suppose though there's a hell of a lot more people.
Yeah, there's 10 qualifying spots, 3,000 people entering. I don't know. I mean,
is that true? Comment below.
I don't know anything about US Open qualifying. So
right, guys, we're going to finish it there. Thanks very much for watching. Comment below with more questions.
Yeah, I mean, just comment below and let us know what you think of kind of how this year's gone. There's going to be kind of a few videos coming out the next few days, obviously, about all of this. So thank you so much for kind of joining us on this quest. It's been really, really good. It's been a blast, if nothing else, and it's been a hell of a lot more than that all at the same time. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to both channels. You're going to want to for the stuff that we've got coming up. Not only for the quest stuff, for the trips that we've got coming up only this week. Like I said, going over to New York. So it's going to be really, really cool. Right, guys, thanks for watching. And we'll see you next time on Rick's channel and then maybe my channel. Or both channels.
It's nice to have us back. We've not done a video together for ages. Nice to be back. Hello, Pete Finch's fans.
Hello.
Well, bye. I should be saying bye now. It's the bye. It's the end. Bye.
It's never the end.